Hello, beautiful people. I'm about to share the live, and you already know. We're about to get into it. I can't wait. Happy Love Day, y'all. I'm not saying Happy Valentine's Day because I don't remember who Valentine is. I'm not giving away energy to someone I don't know. So, happy Love Day, okay? And I just did some self-love yoga, meditation. So, yes, provide self-love for yourself however you need to today, okay? Welcome. How are y'all feeling today? Y'all feeling good? Because I feel great. Took a little time to put myself together for you guys. And I got my coffee. I just did my yoga. We are here, yes. All right, let me get my sis in the building. Can y'all hear me? Let me know.
Hi. Oh, wait, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Hi, darling.
Hi, my love. I love how
Hi, look at you glowing. Look at us matching, first of all, with the red. Yes.
Okay.
Hello, my sister. How you living?
I'm great. I just did some yoga, and so I'm charged up. We're good to go.
Okay, I'm shy. Come on with the yoga. Come on, get your chakras aligned. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me shout out Jacingle. Welcome, Jacingle. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this conversation.
Me too. Oh my God. I was doing it and I was like, I got more questions.
Let's talk about it.
It's flowing. But you know what? Let's get into it for those who, they're not familiar with you or your brand. Just introduce yourself.
Okay. So peace, everyone. My name is Nastrah. I'm a multi-talented empress here in Jersey. I'm the founder of Melanated Minds Coalition. We are a wellness and creative agency assisting creatives in manifesting your dreams and goals, basically teaching people how to incorporate their self-care while they're actively pursuing their business, where yourself should not be separate from your business. Yourself should be also included in your business, because now your cup can be filled and you have more space to be in better service for everyone.
Yes.
That's a little bit. I'm also a singer, songwriter, and I do so many different things. So it's really a matter of, what you need, and let's get you what you need.
Ariel, Jamie, yes, the everything.
Okay.
Yes, and I love that, Melanated Minds Coalition is really about that mindfulness in entrepreneurship, because we've seen for like years upon years, decades, centuries even, that this idea of being successful or being an entrepreneur means that you have to compartmentalize who you are, or your integrity, or your personal values in order to.
Right. It's like you have to sacrifice you as the being to pursue what you think that you desire. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to choose either yourself or your career or yourself or your family. Like, you can have it all. It's a matter of how are you prioritizing yourself and how are you prioritizing your energy to pursue what is it that you really desire.
Exactly. And we're in a whole new age. We are no longer in the age of petty. We don't need to be secretive or in denial about the depths of our being. When it comes to what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. I feel like we're at the point now that people really respect when you come from that true place of authenticity. Like, no, this is me. This is my brand. This is what it means for me. And this is how I'm going to cultivate it. Part of that, great. If you don't, there are other businesses out there for you. And it's okay.
It's like, right. It's like one of my business coaches, she said, it's about soulful, soulpreneurs. It's really about operating from the soul, operating from the heart space, where I'm like, I am not I rather us have a conversation and we get you to wherever you need to go, whether it's with me or another business. I don't really need your money. I don't really need your service. I need you to get you. I need you to be your best. So whether it's with me or someone else, is as long as you are getting what you need and you are being provided for however you feel you need it to be provided for, that's what's most important. It's like we have to separate this idea of what we feel, one, wealth is, two, how to acquire wealth, and three, are you sacrificing yourself to acquire this thing that you think that you need?
Yeah. Yeah, and I really love, I just love the level of integrity, because it's like, I might not be able to help you.
Right. And being honest about it is like, listen, everyone is not for everyone. I am not for everyone. There are certain things that I may require that you may not be able to adhere to, and be honest about that. Because when we're able to be honest, even in our business, you're going to find yourself more soul filled. It's like, how long are we going to keep sacrificing ourselves? Like, no. Choose you. Choose what's best for you. Choose what makes you feel good. Choose what makes you feel, important, feels value. Those are the people you should be working with. Like, especially for a business coach, or, for someone that's providing your service, you don't feel good with who you're working with, and you can't even have an open conversation to say, hey, I don't like the way you make me feel, and we can't dialogue about that. Why are we working together?
No, really. No, it's so true. It's so true. And coming into space in a time where we really got to be intentional,
Right.
And like, one of the things I wrote down that I want to like manifest is like radical self-honesty.
I love that, radical self-honesty.
Yeah. Because I realized, like, I look back, I was like, wow, I was really in denial about a lot. And present with me for some of that denial, and having to like actually look at myself, be like, oh, you're okay. You're actually being kind of shitty right now, Sabrina. Okay, that's real. I
And
can't be
the beauty of that too.
all the time. And it's okay, because the shit is the fertilizer that we need to grow ourselves and flower. So yes, you have.
And the beauty of it is to have the confidence to be able to say that, because that makes you accountable for you, and that gives you the grace that you deserve. A lot of times when it comes to even being accountable for what we will call our shitty self or our low vibrational self, like, that low vibrational self is what's going to pivot you to your success. In my lowest moments, that's where I created something like Melanated Minds Coalition. It was just like, I knew there was something greater I needed to do, and I did not want to let my circumstances stop me for that. So like, even the name Melanated Minds Coalition, it came about because I was doing artist management at the time, and I wanted something to remind creators, like, no, we can do this collectively. Like, we Melanin Minds. And it was like at the time where like we were doing our empowerment. A lot of us were doing our self-healing. It was like I would like to call it the beginning of the awakening age. And I just wanted something to show our community that we were worthy. We just had to, the key things that we needed to do was network, research, and protect our minds. So I wanted to create a company that, from the name alone, you can see yourself. When you hear Melanated Minds Coalition, it resonates on a soul level to those who get it. Whereas it's like, no, we Melanin Minds, we can come together. So I'm taking away that narrative that, oh, we don't work together. So that's not true anymore. We have Melanated Minds Coalition. Oh, we don't have any platforms that showcase our love. That's not true anymore. We have Melanated Minds Coalition. I'm taking away all of the no's we were told, all of our self-sabotage, all of our pain away, and creating an entity that can be able to emphasize, this is what our truth is. Our truth is our love. Our truth is our joy. Our truth is that we are a collective. Our truth is, no matter what happens or what occurs, this particular space is for you. You feel like it's yours. This is for you. It's just protect your mind, because we can do it collectively, but we have to have the mindset to know it is feasible. We're not competing with anybody. We're only collectively creating a coalition to grow with everyone. You competing with us, you're competing with yourself. So when you're competing with yourself, yes, you're still doing that work. Because eventually you're going to see it. We can do it collectively, because that's the mission.
Yeah. I was like, where's your bell, sis? Because
I love
the
it.
fire,
Ring the
the fire.
bell.
I feel it. I feel it. I love, and that's what it is. Like, I love. It's so It's so important to be passionate about what it is you're doing, whatever your purpose is, and you got that on lock. You got that on lock, and you did give us a little insight about what inspired Melaninated Coalition. Do you remember the moment it was? Like, did somebody say something? Did somebody do something? Was it just like, aha? How was that?
So that's the funny thing. I actually found my journal that I had when I first came up with the idea. And so the idea, I was in, if I'm not mistaken, it was always something I was popping in my mind. When I was in college, I was president of Carypso, which is the Caribbean Student Association, and I did an event called Black Girl Magic. So I've always been the person where I'm the Black person's hype person. That's just me. You melanated, and I'm just gonna let you know you popping. Like, that's what it is. So, and at that time, I was really working on mindset, and that was the one thing that I noticed on our community. We didn't have our minds together. So that's where it was just like, okay, I want to create. Oh no, I was doing artist management, and I needed to create an LLC. To just, take care of my business, make sure I get my clients, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, what would I name this business? And I was like, because it's not just mine. It's not for me. I wanted a safe space for creators. So I was at the studio, and I was telling my artist at the time, I was like, this is something I want to do. It was like, what you going to call it? And just like how the name Nastrah came about, it was the first name that popped in my head. I was like, I'm going to call it Melanated Minds Coalition. What the hell does that mean? I don't know, but that's what it's going to be. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but this is what it is going to be. Yeah. And the first thing that I wrote, I'm going directly to my notes, because it's like when I go, the one thing I can say to anyone, when you are starting something new, get a brand new notebook and write it down. Write it down and express it in like your purest heart. Like, just literally write it down. And you'll be surprised when you pick it up that whether you looked at it again, it's gonna be there. And so you could be able to see I scratched the name and everything, and this is what it was. So the intention was a collective database to provide resources to creatives to manifest their dreams out of many one people, because I'm Jamaican. So that's my ancestor lineage. And I just started diving in. I started off with that mission statement, wrote down my philosophies of what I wanted it to be. And like, even reading it right now again, it's just like so mind blowing. Like, my key things, they're still what we do today. And I haven't looked at this since I wrote it down.
That's beautiful.
And like, the pillars were like, these are my philosophies, was like, assisting creatives in developing their network, community, resources, and self-care.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like that's because that's part. And you don't ever truly forget what's in your heart.
Exactly.
So you wrote it down to like, I feel, because we all know like spells, you catch it. And also being mindful, like, okay, you saw yourself write that down. Your subconscious mind locked in. And so you just activated it in a way that inspire in and of itself. And I resonate with that, because I would look back at things I said and things I wrote. I was like, oh, these words really are power. Okay, well, let me be careful what I say then, because if it's that simple, it's that easy, and like,
it's like having the space to listen more and like speaking the quality of the life you desire. Because once you tap into that word power and you recognize how powerful your words are and how your manifestations can come to life effortlessly, it just becomes ease at that point.
Yeah. No, you're on the money with that. Thank you. And I hope y'all writing this down. Anybody who just tuned in, we want to give thanks for being here in this moment. We are sitting here with Nastrah of Melanated Minds Coalition. She's just sharing with us her process, how she came up with Melanated Minds Coalition. So we are going to continue forward. Kind of answered a few questions for me already. So I don't know if this would be a little bit redundant. Kind of let me know. What, like, because I feel like when you have a purpose, it really dawns on you like way before you start to fulfill it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when did you kind of know in your heart, like, being a creator and assisting other creators was felt called to? With the episode on protecting the mental, like, what situations or circumstances really?
Okay, so I was pursuing music full time. This was back in 2015 or 2016. Was pursuing music full time, and then I got into a car accident. I completely, like, not completely, but I damaged my spine, and I had either 3 or 4 herniated discs, contusions in my knee, like dislocated my jaw, and it was at the time when I was working on my music full time. I was in my relationship, going to school full time, working. And then when I got into that car accident, everything changed. Couldn't walk for 6 months. My relationship started going downhill. School was rough. And then, my relationship with my management wasn't going well. So we had to disconnect at that point. And I was so defeated. And then I caught laryngitis. And I lost my voice because I was like, you know what, fuck this thing. I'm sick of this, tired of angry at the whole world because everything was going downhill. And I was like, I'm tired of this music thing. We're not doing this no more. Caught laryngitis. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Dear God, I get my voice back. I will do what's needed. I will do what I'm called to do. I will do my work to heal. I'm not going to play these games anymore. And then it took 6 months to get my voice back. And I said, I'm going to do my due diligence to learn the business. Because I was trying the artist thing and it just wasn't working for me. But I knew I was going to do music. I knew I was going to work in music. I knew I'd be able to pursue it, but I didn't know how. But I was refusing to take no for an answer. So I had one of my old coworkers. He was an artist, and I said, I could collab. Like, what things you need? Because I started learning about the business, and I was like, what you need? Like, I just need to be in the studio. Like, I'm willing to work. Like, where you need help, because I just want to help. And I would work and we would partner. Like, I started off as his merch manager, and then I would ask him key questions about it, like, how did you start this? Or, did you do XYZ? Did you get your split sheets? Did you ask him all these business things? And he didn't really know. And or that he knew some of them, or they weren't just in process. So I'm just like, frick it, I'm gonna be your business manager. Like we gonna get your management together. Because at the end of the day, when you win, I win. Because when you win, I win. I don't have no problem. Like, I will put my artistry to the side, because at the end of the day, you're more in alignment to win, and I'd rather see you win because I believe in you. So I started Melaninated Minds Coalition, and that's how it started. It was just like, I refused to take no for an answer. So even when our management wasn't going well either, and we decided to, part ways, I was just like, I don't care what no one says. Melanated Mind's gonna be something. Whether it's me as the artist, whether I get to be the artist or anything, I'm okay sacrificing that so other people can get to where they need to go. I'm okay with it, because as long as I get to work in music, I'm happy, because I'm still fulfilling my mission. Because I started doing my research, where the idea of what I thought an artist was, I don't have to be the next Rihanna. I don't have to be that major person. I can be able to still do my music, still record, still deliver that message, and pursue my goals. So then when I realized that, I'm just like, wow, I could have this organization assisting people to get to where they need to go while pursuing my goals. I don't have to choose. I could have both. And so that's how, like, that journey came through, where I took that pain of not taking no for an answer, when literally physically could not do anything, and decided, you know what, I'm gonna take my pain and turn it into my passion. I'm gonna make my passion drive my purpose, and I'm gonna fulfill that, and that's what it is.
Yes. Wow. So glad question. Because I don't, my memory, I don't know if you actually ever told me about the
I
song.
don't really talk about it. This is
Yeah.
the first time I think I'm on a public platform, like really explaining what that journey is. Cause like most of the time I'll be going through like that pain. And the one thing that always kept me going was music. So it's like, regardless of anything of what I thought that I wanted to pursue, I still always have music. Like I still have my recording equipment here. I always still get to go out on shows and perform. And that's what makes me happy. It's me performing. It makes me happy. Me connecting. And I said to myself, I won't do music unless the people demand it. Then people started demanding it, and I was like, oh shoot, I really gotta do it. And that's when I decided to drop my mixtape, where I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put a pause on Melanated Minds, and I'm gonna deliver the music. I'm gonna do what needs to get done. And I'm just gonna show up. And no matter what, wherever I'm going, I still always have my music. Because music is my passion. But my purpose truly is Melanated Minds Coalition. Like, how selfish could I be to get what I deserve and I don't share it? Because now my cup is already overfilled. So when I have Melanated Minds, it's like, that's my overflow. That's from my heart space. Like, it doesn't take anything from me to be able to show to an artist, like, hey, yo, you hold your meditation and you go study this book, you're going to get your goals. Just tell me what your goals are. And then we can create the steps and you go get it. Just go get it. Don't take no for answer. Go get it. You deserve it. Because this music business will tell you that you're not adequate for it, that you can't do it because of XYZ. There are more opportunities now for you to pursue whatever you want in this business, but people are just not going to tell you that. You just need to know how to protect yourself, mind, body, spirit, and your bag.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because it's, I was reflecting after my last injury where I tore my Achilles this year that, like, yo, injuries are the catalyst for spiritual growth.
Yo.
Because it's like when you have to physically be faulted, it's like you don't have a choice but to get in tune with what's going on within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it portrayed in the media, like when I was watching Game of Thrones, one of the main characters, he ended up paralyzed. And when he ended up paralyzed, he tapped into his power as like a seer.
Mm.
I was like, yo, like, I wasn't even trying to watch this show, but is anybody peeping, like, what's going on here? Like, he had to lose his physical, his connection to his physical to get in touch with his spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And I see people that, like, they get so angry at the fact that they're in the situation that they're in, that they're able to do what they do, and then they forget, like, the mind is the ultimate power.
The mind is the most powerful thing ever. It's the most powerful thing.
And
like, even in the Bible, it tells you, like, it's the most powerful thing.
Yeah, literally. Like, I was reading this book called The Power of Your Mind.
Excellent book. Oh my.
Oh, you
what?
Girl.
Okay.
You don't know it. But for those of y'all who don't, the author Joseph Murray, he refers back to the scriptures in the Bible where he's basically pointing out, like, yo, the esoteric meaning is that the higher power or the hidden power is your subconscious mind. Whatever you tell yourself, whatever you will, using your willpower, that is what it is. And we're all gods of our own reality. The book Mini Dollface is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Okay? The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murray.
And I want to add The Power of the Now by Eckhart Tolle.
I have to read that.
Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Right.
We're talking about you, because once you get the subconscious mind, and then you get that power of now, you realize everything you desire to do now is in the gift of the present moment.
Yes. Literally, like, that's the only thing that exists.
Exactly.
Whatever,
you only have now.
Yeah. Whatever happened like 10 minutes ago, it's the past. Like,
it's gone. It already passed you.
Yeah.
So you could choose the gift of now to receive, to propel to the future.
Period. Like, what else can we tell y'all? I don't know. But yes. So I feel like, yes, we definitely got into a lot of
to how to be here. I have that book. I have not tapped into that, but gratitude for adding that. I'm gonna look into that. I sure. Come on now with the gym. Come on now. I see who we have here in the building. Come on now.
Yes. Well, of course, we love her. We're so thankful for everybody that's tuning in with us right now. So I feel like you already answered my question of what empowered you to fulfill this vision. So, like, who or what challenged you you know, like, because we all have that thing or person that is like coming down on us when we're looking to go up. So, you know, what was that for you?
So for me, I'm going to start with myself, which was my ego,
Mm.
my stubbornness, my disappointment, my anger, my resentment. Trying, because I can name those things, because I could say that there were people outside of me, but it's really, they were all reflections of myself that I kept denying. And I have to give thanks to my family, because they pushed me, the artist, where it was just like, yo, I'll come up with this idea. That's cute. What does that mean? Is it gonna make you money? Is it gonna do this? And I'm just like, that's not important for me. Like, the money will come, and like having to always explain and try to prove myself to people who just didn't get it. And that was my ego trying to fight to prove to them and say, you know, I have to do it because I need other people to believe in me, where it was just like, no, you need to believe in yourself. Who gave you this mission anyway? Who gave you this idea? It's not something that you pondered and read in a book. It was something that popped in your head at one point. So who gave that to you? Was your divine creator. So who you really should be talking to? Your divine creator. Why are you worrying about other people who don't get it? God gave you that mission and purpose for a reason. God provided that seed into you, and it was up to you to make it bloom. Because when you don't water the seed that God give you, it won't grow. Mm-hmm. The seed will always be there, or it could just pain out, or it could die out. And just literally becoming my accountability partner, where I took back my power and saying, no, it's no one's fault why I am the way I am. It's no one's fault why I am where I am. It was my responsibility to keep my eyes focused on where I needed to be. Releasing my distractions, releasing people who are naysayers, releasing places, people, and things that are taking me out of alignment. If I were to invest more of my time in the people who truly love me and the people who truly believed in me and believe in my mission, I probably would have been further. But I kept paying attention to people who tell me I was inadequate. And then I started to listen to that. Then I started to listen because they started to trigger my unworthiness of the pain that I did not want to connect to. Yeah. Because it took me finally, and I'll be honest, it took me last year where I had to go into complete silence and face my heart, because that was the only thing keeping me back. Like, I had everything that I wanted. I had the money, I had, the friends, I had the vision, I had the goals, was dating, and I was unsatisfied. I was still hurt. I still was angry, and it was just like, when are you going to face the real issue, which is you? And now facing it is just like, what else do I need? I have everything that I need. Everything that's coming in now, I can truly appreciate my abundance because I now taught myself how to receive. I was so good at giving to the world, so good at providing for everyone, so good at assisting everyone, doing everything that they needed, and completely forgot myself. Whereas when people were to test my confidence, I'm going to fold. No. Now I took that trigger away. Now what you got? Oh, you can't make it. Cool, that's fine. In your eyes, I can't make it, because in my eyes, I already did. I've already proved to myself I already did it. I'm just doing it over and over and again and proving. As long as I stay grounded in my values, stay grounded in my heart space and moving. And it's like, I'm so passionate about it because, we always hear, follow your heart, trust your gut. Your heart is not going to lead you to places where you think that you want to be. Your heart is going to lead you to places that you need to be. And where you need to be, it might be to face that dark side that you did not want to face. Maybe open up that closet and finally face those things that you never wanted to face. Because when you face that fear, that false evidence appearing real, I guarantee you faith is going to come in effortlessly. Where now you're unshakable. Because the rooms you need to be in, they cannot break you. There's nothing they can say to you. There's nothing that they could take from you. You need nothing. You have nothing to prove. You've already proved it from you being in your faith and from you being diligent with your creator and what you're passionate in, that seed, and you keep watering that. You have nothing to prove to any physical person in this world. You have nothing to prove. And when you become grounded in that truth, You have nothing to prove. You release proving to the world and you step into your power unapologetically. You will receive everything you've ever wanted. And you will realize how provided you are for. Because that moment where you trust, everything falls into place. Every single time. And my life will be the testimony to show any creator. You trust, you have faith, you are consistent, and you are disciplined. You can have anything you want. Never let anyone tell you no. Only person telling you no is yourself. Because regardless of how many people you ask, they tell you no, move them out the way. Move any distraction and just pay attention to even the no. Because those who are critical of you are telling you a blessing. Oh, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Oh, I think I'm me. Ha, answer your question. Thanks. Appreciate you. Oh, you can't do that. You don't have the training for that. Okay, let me think. 5 years of trauma, 5 years of healing from abuse. How much more? What proof do you need? Would you need a piece of paper that somebody else told me? Okay, how about my life experience? Because the same thing we learn in schools, them books is only going to give you foundation. But nothing is going to teach you more than life. So now what? Take away, like when people want to project their no on you, take your power back. And you see where you can tell yourself yes.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you. The ancestors.
Yeah, I know when I start. So when I start talking, especially when the heart comes in, like it just starts pouring out.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're here. We're here to be ourselves.
Oh, sure.
It's the greatest blessing. It's the greatest blessing. Because you really remind me of that grounding. Like you embody that Taurus energy. Up to grounding yourself, and I love that because I'm a water sign. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just be like,
you just be nurturing.
To kind of slow slide right quick, and just the energy that you bring, like no one else can bring that energy because that's your energy, and it's so many gems that you dropped. It's like hard to know where to start, but honestly and truly, like really facing that.
Sorry, my sister said the Taurus game. I was like, yeah.
I don't think I'm in the building pulling up this Nastrah, okay? The Empress, because we really have to remember, like, if we want love and support, we got to give that love and support. It has to be within us. Everything, like you said, it's an internal thing. And when you said, like, oh, like the reflections of whatever you was already experiencing inside were challenging, and really getting people to, like, and I thought about this in the sub. I was like, I feel like overstanding and understanding is what creates the understanding. Mm-hmm. Because when you have that realization that nothing is really to harm you, it's all to empower you. It's just about how you look at it. You don't really get mad. You don't really hold grudges. You don't take it personal because you have that awareness that, no, this is asking me to see something about myself. Because why else would we find ourselves in the same situation? Mm-hmm. Or, what have you? And really being able to come from a space whereas, oh, this is bad. I can't stand going through this. Well, okay, but how is it helping? How is it making you a better person? And really, I feel you so much when you talk about, like, having to face your darkness. Because, ooh,
like you've seen me at my lowest. You've seen me. You were there when I was just like, I cannot.
Yo. And you know what? It was crazy because after you were there, I started really going there. And I was like, oh, shit.
It's a monster.
I was like, I can't. I didn't want to be seen. I did not want to be seen. And you know that. You know that. And it's really, it's a power to be vulnerable. It's a power to be able to look yourself in the eye and say, okay, I see me. I don't like that, but I love that. I'm not fond of that, but I could work with this because it's about the balance. Mm-hmm. And we all have to understand how to work with ourselves. We want people to work with us, but we don't want to work with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of ghetto.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
And I know because I'm guilty of it. I had to look back at myself like, oh, Sabrina, you're a little twisted. And then I look back like, yeah, you're right. I accept myself, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really like the beauty of the journey. Like the magical moments are in those moments where you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through, and then you realize, but I always did it.
Always.
Always.
As long as you don't give up on you, you will always get through. You will always, like, I know for me, I was so addicted to that shadows. I was so addicted to healing because I wanted to be Miss Perfect. I was so connected to perfectionism. I needed it to be right. I needed it to be perfect. And like vulnerability, I'm like, no one can see me fall, because the last time people saw me fall, they tried to break me, and like, fall. I dare you to fall. I dare you to jump and realize you have wings and you have feet to plant right on the ground. Because even when you fall, you're going to land straight on your feet. Because who said falling, you got to fall face forward? You can always fall and pick yourself back up. You won't break. You won't ever break. Because even when it feels like your heart is expanding, it's opening up to receive more. I always say to myself, my heart is not breaking, it's expanding to receive more.
And it hurts.
It hurts like a bitch.
Do you
my friends?
Do you think when a tree is growing and its branches
people think growing is cute, growing and healing ain't cute?
From a little seed, and then the seed are for broke, and then when the seed broke, the thing will come out, and then them a stretch, and
you ever see a teething baby?
And growth is stressful, but we need that. You know,
it's part of life.
It is, and
like when you can accept that growth, you'll realize you could accept change. Then when you realize you could accept change, especially detaching from what you thought was, and you could accept it for what it is, and you could flow with it, and you could, especially flowing in your heart space. Yo, when you could flow with love, when you could, because when you flow with love, you could forgive. When nothing, you don't hold on to no pain. Like forgiveness, when you learn how to forgive, really forgive, and truly forgive, you reclaim your power. Forgiveness is not for nobody, it's for you.
Yeah. And people really need to get that. Never forget.
I'm not gonna forgive them. I don't really trust people. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that you could trust other people gonna show you exactly who they are.
Always.
Always.
They never not show you who they are. You have to accept it. I know, because I be trying to like, oh, oh, I ain't see that. I mean, I saw it, but like, no, girl, you need to stop it. See it for what it is.
Being honest about your boundaries, because like, just because you, all right, the one thing I was listening on Clubhouse, it said, when you meet a snake, you know what a snake is. So what are you gonna keep putting your hand in and make the snake bite you, or are you gonna put the snake in a position like the snake? You don't gotta kill the snake. You could just let the snake roam in the garden. You just don't have to be near you. You could put up a fence. You could have your boundaries. When you meet a lion, a lion could be gentle to certain people, but a lion is also a ferocious thing. There's like when you look at nature, even nature has boundaries. You don't have to you don't have to remove it. You don't have to kill it. You could place things and people in places where they need to be. One of my favorite questions to ask people: you want to be in my life? I'm going to ask you, what role you want to play in my life? What role do you desire to play in my life? Do you have the capacity to do so? Is the second question. And then the third question I'm going to ask myself: what role do I desire to play in your life, and can I play it? Start asking people what role do they desire to play in your life, and then also do a check-in with your closest people. Maybe ask it every quarter. Well, maybe not every quarter, because that might be a little too intense. Maybe every year. Check in with your people.
Maybe every season is new.
Every season.
Okay.
For the people that you want, because remember, people are here for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Yeah. Let your roots be your roots. Let your branches be the branches. Let your leaves be their leaves. Let people play their role. Not everybody's supposed to be close to you. Not everybody's supposed to be the CEO. Not everybody's supposed to be the leader. Not everybody's supposed to be what they think they should be. People need to start playing their role. Because when I thought I was supposed to be the artist, I needed to be Melaninated Minds Coalition. So imagine I didn't follow my guidance and I wasn't playing my role. We couldn't be here right now. Because who knows what this life is doing for someone that probably needed that motivation to pursue their dream.
Yeah.
That's why it's key. Play your role. As long as you play your role and you stay in your lane and you play your pace, who can stop you?
Not a blood clot body.
Nothing.
I love you. Let's talk about this manifesting through the sacral chakra, because we have come so far in this conversation in this journey. And I know I'm like, so how did we get here? You know, how did you get to this point where it's like, okay, the people need to understand manifest through their sacral chakra. What was that moment like for you when you realized that and that you need to share this with the people?
So, I'm gonna be honest, me did a regional bad girl. I was out here in these streets. So I would go to the parties and I would go to Jamaica and I was always dancing and partying. So anytime you see me at a club and cartel I play, Adonia I play, I am bubbling up and dancing and living my best life. And nobody was gonna stop me. And yeah, I got some hate for it. Yeah, some people give me envy, but I just did not care. I was dancing, living my best life, doing my own, minding my business. And when I started getting into my spiritual journey and really started learning about chakras, and I'm like, yo, that's the weirdest line to stick with chakra. That's the weirdest line. You just gotta bubble that John up, like, just dance a little bit. And so women would ask me like, how you do that? Like, how you can move like that? And I was like, you just, you gotta put your hands on your shoulder. You gotta do this. Like, you just do this. It's like, it's easy. And it's like, I noticed women will be so stiff, and I'm like, just let go. Like, stop trying to one move like me. Just do what you need to do. Like, let your waistline be free. Yeah. And so when the 2020 happened, I don't even know what to call it now. When 2020 happened, and I was talking with my sisters again, and we were just like, yo, we need an opportunity for us to just take our capes off. And like, I was just like, you know what? It's like, I might do this little class. I was like, should I do this dance class? I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this class. I'm going to call it Channel the Waistline. Like, when it comes to my name, they're literally names that come from Jah. Where they come from, can't help y'all. Like, it just comes, and that's what it was called, Channel the Waistline. And then I started incorporating, like, my sacred practice in it, where we intentionally breathing, journal prompts, and, like, giving an activation prompt to just really focus on whatever the prompt is and connect back to your waist. Because your waist, learning more about the womb power, your womb is where you create. It's not like even sex. Sex is, and procreation is not just a physical baby. It's procreation. What are you creating with your sacred energy? Yeah. Or you manifest, especially when you're not being intentional, you can create whatever you want, because that energy cannot be destroyed, nor it can be destroyed. It's only transferred and absorbed. So when I know even emotion is energy, emotion. So when I tap into my sacred emotion, my sacral emotion, my energy emotion, I can move with it. Most of us women, we're so tight. We're so stagnant. So when you listen to Caribbean movement, you can't help but to move. Yeah. You can't help but, you hear certain songs, you can't help but to bubble up. Now imagine while you're freeing up and letting go, you start thinking about your business. You start really thinking about, what is it that I need clarity on? And then all of a sudden these ideas start flowing to you, like, oh my God, that's what it is. Or if you realize, like, hey, I want to be free again. Okay, start moving, start dancing. Don't be stuck with it. Move, freely flow. See what's coming up. Ask yourself, what is blocking me? Listen to the music. What is blocking me? What is blocking me? What is blocking me? What is blocking me? And then all of a sudden you're going to hear the answer. It's teaching women to come back to your stillness, which is your silence within yourself. We have to learn how to listen to our intuition, listen to ourselves, because yourself you have all the answers in you. You have to activate it. And when you activate, you can activate into your womb, because when you start dancing, because even think about even in ancestral, like in Africa, matings is a dance. When you look at animals, it's a dance. Yes. The dance, that movement, that rhythm, that drum, that heartbeat, that's where we get back into our rhythm. That's where we get back into our flow. So that's what the intentional channel the waistline is. It's not a dance class. It's an opportunity to free up. It's not about learning how to waistline and doing all those things. No, this is your opportunity to free up with your waistline.
I love it. And literally, I remember when we were in your house one day, and he was like, I think you put on some music, and he was like, all right, like, let's do it. And I was like, I guess I got, because
you were so nervous. And I was like, girl, if you don't let go.
I'm anxious. I'm scared.
You were so nervous. And then all of a sudden, when we had the next party, I said, yo, Sabrina, shout out to me. It's like, you did it so fearlessly. And I said, yeah.
Ooh, she got me tapping into my lower chakras.
And how did it feel?
It felt so good because it's like, why do we think it's natural to live in a world where we are in this physical being, but we're afraid of it?
Because we were programmed to. We were taught to be silent, to be still, to be servient to others outside of us. We weren't reared to be serving ourselves. Many women are so uncomfortable with nurturing themselves.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah. And it was like, I feel like what also makes it really challenging is like, we're uncomfortable with the fact that we feel this uncomfortable. Like, damn, this is my body. Why am I so, like, afraid of it? And, you know, of course, we know it's that societal programming, you know, patriarchy has done that. That was the goal to happen to the divine feminine, because we know that that is the creative power and the creative essence. And literally, no, I don't know if you've seen my videos, but I've definitely just been embracing my body more and just freeing myself, right? And one of my family members, I don't know who it was, they sent my brother my videos when I'm dancing. I don't even have that many dances. But the fact that you keep sending these ones says more about you than it says about me. And it's funny because my brother is like one of the few open-minded people in my family, but even he couldn't really understand, like to him it was like I was advertising. And I'm like, but if you watch the advertisement and you saw a woman in front of it, are you going to complain? So it's okay. It's okay when my womb is used for profit, when my sexuality is for bigger business. But if you can't really understand it when I claim it for myself. But if I had a child by now, you would understand my body being used in that way. But you wouldn't understand it when I'm in it and I'm okay with it. And I'm flowing with it. It doesn't make sense. Like, okay, this, and you know, like you kind of mentioned, like there are women who are so afraid of their power when they see you in theirs, like they feel some kind of way about it. And I think that was something that will hold me back, because I always knew like I had a very magnetic energy naturally, and so I would try not to be too like myself or too magnetic or too attractive. And I think that's also something that a lot of women like struggle with. Like, they have been programmed against their power, and so they're afraid of it, and they don't want to be looked at a certain way. You know,
we haven't had enough spaces to embrace our sensuality because we've been over sexualized, over exploited. So when we learn the divine nature in sacred sex, which is even pleasure of ourselves, we can reclaim that back. We're now creating more spaces for us to be sensual, but it's creating that sacred practice, like being in your womanhood, being in your, because even when you ask a simple question to a woman is, what do you define as pleasure?
Yeah.
What does pleasure mean to you? And pleasure is not penetration.
Thank you. Because I take pleasures in baths with my candles lit, some good essential oils, my Epsom salt, you know, my bubble bath. That's pleasurable to me. Having this dialogue with my mom, because we've been trying to do Bible study, which has been treacherous for me, because, you know, it says traditional Jamaica no man. But I had to really challenge her, like, if you're saying sin is pleasure, what's pleasure to you? What do you think is pleasurable? Because you love Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I think that's a form of pleasure. That's sin.
But that's the misconception, where it's like, because when you really think about it, pleasure is the most powerful thing. It's sacred energy. And it's been so abused, where people will think pleasure is a sin because it's so powerful. And when you don't have the discipline within yourself, it can become abuse. It can become a detriment. Pleasure can, just like anything can be a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can be a detriment. We have to reclaim to be more sacred.
Yeah.
Because when we see everything as sacred, even when we're sipping our water, even when we're brushing our hair, even when we're lotioning ourselves, when we are nurturing and providing that gentleness, especially to our heart, that is a sacred practice, and that can be pleasure.
Yes, and that's definitely what we learned that with, going through the Queen of Fool book.
Mm-hmm.
Part of your life is, you know, the only thing that doesn't make it sacred is you not realizing that.
Exactly.
And just having that awareness that, this is a sacred experience so long as you realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's out of balance that you overdo is going to be sinful because you're doing more than it's done.
It's gluttony. It's greed.
Yes. And when I
You
thought about,
over pressure is greed.
yeah, when I thought about the sins, I was like, but that's when the seven deadly sins have to do with you overdoing something. So if you're paying attention, it's not saying that life is, how are you living your life? And so I just can't wait for this channel to be like us. And I really want y'all to tap in because, like, you're just such a natural when it comes to embracing your physical being and getting in tune with that waistline energy. And I feel like more women need that, especially now, to come into their power, especially because, like, when you're in tune with your body, you'll be able to feel when things, like, you don't really need a doctor to tell you something's wrong when you're in tune with your body, because you're going to feel that something is off, you know? And that mind body spirit connection is so powerful. And I think, like what you were saying earlier, like when you're in that zone, because it's a meditation, right? That you have that ability to focus and to be aware. And that is because we're always creating.
Mm-hmm.
We're never not creating, you know? So this is a moment of creation. And I know that you really have what it takes to really guide these women in creating whatever their goals are. And so, I'm here for you. I support you. I want y'all that are here that watch this, if y'all are live, if y'all are tuning in, go follow my sister Nastrah. Go follow Focus on the Vibes. Listen, it is time, okay? This is what we need. This is what we are here for. We are here for people in their purpose, leading other people in their purpose. Maybe you're here to work with Nastra specifically. Maybe she's going to lead you to the next person. One way or the other, I really want y'all to get in tune with this because she is not afraid of herself. And it's really important to be around people who are not afraid of themselves because there's enough in the world. We're not, you know? So if you have any last words, sis, if I missed anything, just let me know.
No, this was really truly a beautiful experience. Like this was really heart filling. Like I'm grateful. Like this is the epitome space being held for me. And it's the epitome of sisterhood and coming together, and like it's truly my honor to just share this space with you, and I'm really excited. And I'm just like, just my cup is filled, man. Like I'm just so happy. I'm grateful, and I'm really looking forward to this class because we need more spaces for us to be authentically us. It's like it's not about what we think it is. It's just let the space be whatever you need it to be. At least in this space you could be held as authentically as you are. Just show up as you are. Whatever you show up with, that's you. As long as you being you, you're going to feel. And as long as you are feeling you, you're going to receive what you need to receive, whether it's now or years from now. But it's going to come forward because in that moment when you show up to this class, you're choosing yourself. And that's all that you needed to do. Just taking that first step. Take the first step. You deserve it. Yes, get that. Yo, shout out to my sis Little, yo. Like, yo,
Yes,
top, yeah.
building
This
a
is why I
whole
love Tribe, yo. Like, this is why I love my Tribe. Like, yeah, this is why I love y'all. Like, anyone that's looking for any event service, tap in with Little. She services in Atlanta and in New York. Yo, she's a great designer. Tap in. And yes, you can get tickets at mmctribe.com. Everything is there for you. I'm also opening up my one-on-one program. So anyone that want to work with me directly and just have that space held. And I also have an 8-week program called Sense Your Love, where you get to work with me directly, not only on your business goals, but on your sensuality and your womanhood. For us to just activate whatever those goals are, and we dive into the different practice and our sensory activation. Monday through Wednesday, we have our Breathe With Me sessions on Clubhouse, and also on Sundays at 11 o'clock. We do it 4 times a week, but also sometimes I do pop-ups, just so you can always have that intentional breathing services. So it's not just about the paid services. I have my, my value offers, as I like to call them, for the community. So you have it's literally removing all the excuses. There's no reason why you cannot find spaces to provide space for you. At least, here in Melaninated Minds Coalition, you can have it. So give thanks. And I just love it. Like, as you see, like the sun is shining, like I'm just so filled. Give thanks. Oh, and these are my cups. So we have our cups available. It's called Living and Thriving, CDO of my piece. And then we also have where you can scan your affirmations and get some meditations as well. They're available now at MMC Tribe.
Yo, you are a branding goddess. Okay, look, y'all need to get y'all brand together. Right? Because that's not me. That's her. I'm grateful for her walking in her purpose, doing what she's doing, being who she's being. And
oh my God, I'm sorry. Sarah's in here. She got DK Media. Tap in for my Afro Latinas. Just tap in with Sarah. Boss right there. DK Media, yo. Boss. The bosses is in the building today. Come on now. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Let me see who's in here. I just want to say, we got Moments with Me. Oh my gosh, the family is here. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Listen, you on Clubhouse, tap in with Moments with Me, Coffee until World News on the go. Like my Clubhouse family, I have to shout out y'all. Like, y'all so nice-ish. We just tap in, like, so much good vibe. And also on Clubhouse, we have our erotic poetry night on Friday. So make sure you come and tap in and get in your sacred. Tonight we have Steal the Bashment karaoke at 6 p.m. So if you want to come carry your own key and, sing some love songs with us, we out here. We really servicing the community in real life on these platforms where, again, no excuses. We here.
I love it. I love it. I love that you got a full calendar of all these opportunities that the community could tap into, whether they have, overflow of abundance or, they working towards the overflow of abundance. Like, there is the opportunity to receive. And that's what I love about you. And just keep doing what you're doing, sis. I appreciate your time. I respect you. I love you. And thank you, everybody that tuned in. We are about to head out. Your girl got to go to work. And all love. Thank you so much.
Peace, love, gratitude.
Peace.